I'm lost in darkness, searching for light. Every step forward feels like a fight. Shadows of doubt creep in my mind, but I refuse to surrender. I must find a way to rise above the pain, to overcome, to break the chains. My existence is a test of will. I won't be broken, I'll stand still. The weight of the world crushes me down. Fear and uncertainty all around. But I deep find inner strength and face the trials length by length. A way to rise above the pain, to overcome, to break the chains. My existence is a test of will. I won't be broken, I'll stand still. Through every storm, I'll find my way. Through every night, a brighter day. I'll rise from ashes, like a phoenix born. My spirit unbroken, my heart reborn. Day to day, nothing changes. All I want is a moment to think clearly. But thoughts come unrelenting, consuming every waking moment. My mind binds me and I can't escape. I shout for help, but no one hears me. One day I feel I'll just disappear. Lost in this chaos, I'm searching for peace.
Ho ho ho! Welcome one and all to another edition of Dirt Sheet Radio review and recap for AEW Dynamite. This was the 270th edition of Dynamite. We're 30 away from the big 300. That's going to be crazy when that time comes. But hey, I am Nick LaRocco, Neek Dynamite, and I am joined by the one and the only Mr. Caesar. Introduce yourself, my man.
How's it going, guys? Hanging out with this gentleman this evening, just the two of us. I am Caesar. We're sitting down discussing week 2, I believe, of the C-Squared, the Continental Classic, among many things throughout the 2-hour amazing extravaganza.
Yes, sir.
And as
yes,
always,
sir.
Where do we start?
Well, I think the first place we could start is that awesome music that's by Saskia Creations. Go and check that out. This has been Lore of the Fighter, Rise Up and Doubt, 2-part series. Go and check that out. And again, make sure you go and subscribe to her YouTube. You can find these songs on Spotify and wherever else you listen to your music. Hopefully this was on your Spotify Wrapped. It better be. We know where you live. But hey, it is time to look at a tremendous main event, man. This was for the Gold League. Like we said, Continental Classic. Brody King versus Claudio Castagnoli. Yo, they booked this as the Battle of the Behemoths, and I'd say it absolutely delivered on that. This was a meat match, 100%, dude. Like, we had two guys that were just beating the ever-loving crap out of each other. They beat the stuffing out of one another. It was absolutely everything you expect from those meat matches between monsters. Caesar, what did you think of this?
Honestly, that was a hell of a match. I was just like, okay, I'm writing down Claudio and Brody and then chilling out. Mac, as always, is here.
My man.
I just sat back and I was like, only one thing I can do right now, when that thing says we'll be right back to commercial, is to run to the washroom and then come back and then keep watching this, dare I say the word banger or insanity of a match. There was one thing I was actually trying to see if it would happen, and it was a Claudio swing. Not saying I was like, oh my god, cross my fingers. But I was more like, if it goes down, I'm excited. It's gonna be like 360 meat planets, but it didn't happen. So I'm like, maybe I'll save it for another match. But it was, whew. I'm surprised. Like, who was the ref? Bryce, I think.
I actually don't remember.
Either way, I'm surprised the ref didn't like fall down from like, them bouncing all over the ring, because those two were just going.
Yeah, two literal titans.
Literally. But it was wicked, honestly.
No, absolutely, dude. Like, yeah, I don't know what all you can really say beyond just meat, beyond just pure destruction. This was, again, what you'd expect from these two monsters, and it was a fun main event through and through. You had both guys working to overpower one another. You had Brody basically taking whatever stomps, whatever power moves that Claudio threw his way and just coming back up like an absolute beast. And then Claudio, just again, like we mentioned, showing that pure brute strength he has. He had to cheat at the very end. At the end of the match, he kind of grabs the ref to distract him as he gets that low kick in there behind. But Brody, doesn't look bad, I'd say, from taking this loss. I think Brody looked solid, literally and figuratively, and how could you not look great in this Continental Classic? I'd say all the Continental Classic matches tonight, too. Everyone that came off of it, once again, winner or loser, you look great.
2 questions, actually. I just remembered. 1, have we seen an actual match from Brody that's been bad? Like, I'm not saying like a 5-star, extravaganza of a match. I'm saying like all the matches we've seen him in so far, they've seemed like they've been pretty good, actually.
Absolutely not, man. The man's a killer, and they've done a great job protecting. I mean, remember, for the longest time, he was an undefeated singles wrestler.
Yeah, I don't care if you lose, but if your matches are sick, then we'll let you have it. And then I don't think many storylines are entwined into the Classic, are they? Because no one can come to ringside, so no one's getting interfered.
Yeah, they've been kind of their own sort of interwoven stories that are just kind of strictly within the realm of the Continental Classic. We did see, last week, the lead up to this match, that kind of outside story of Brody and Darby's hatred for one another. But then last week, we saw true respect, and so much so that when Claudio came in to attack his longtime rival, Darby Allin, Brody King was the one that stepped in there to say, "No, man, you got to focus on me next week."
That was such, like, a sportsmanship moment. Like, I don't care if you like the guy or not, but you gotta love him for that moment.
That's a cool anime moment where, like, these two guys used to be villains, but used to be enemies, but then that former villain now steps in and is now a pro tag, and he's teaming up with the main guy.
Don't forget, with a chair. Don't forget that.
No, exactly, with a steel chair.
And for some reason, no shirt ever. Or no, when he goes to the ring, he has no shirt. When he's fighting with Marina, he's got a shirt on.
Yeah, and then there's Pac, who's just perpetually in his wrestling attire.
It's like he doesn't own any clothing.
I feel like it's like in his contract where he's got to show off his physique just 24/7.
I don't think he has body fat. There we go. I think he's just literally a piece of like human. That's it.
Honestly, I could say the same. And we'll get to the match later, but I can say the same for Jay White.
Oh my god. Yeah,
but both those guys walked in there. I'd say there was probably 1% body fat in there, and all the body fat in there was just Wheeler Yuta's outside and the referee.
Oh my god! If you know, you know. Oh man, no, I'm excited for next week's matches. Do we have the graphics for those? I kind of caught a couple of them.
We have a couple of the next week graphics. We do have the announcement that your favorite, the CEO, is going to be defending up against Anna Jay. And we also got the announcement, and we'll get to this, about Adam Cole and KOR.
Don't forget Claudio and Ospreay. That's the other one.
That's right. We got some upcoming Continental Classic matches.
That's going to be a classic Continental Classic.
Absolutely, dude. Like Ospreay and Darby.
Could you imagine Claudio spins Ospreay and somehow Ospreay lands in like the post he does?
Oh yeah.
Spoilers. Kidding. I don't do a squat. I'm just one of the guys.
Yeah. Overall, I thought this was a tremendous match. I thought both guys, showed off what brute force they have. I mean, what more can we say? It was a true meat match. Did you have anything else to throw out there before we take it on back to the start of the show?
I was just glad it wasn't just purely me. Like, they actually did stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just like, I'm gonna step on you, I'm gonna like push you around. No, they actually did things. So if they meet down the road again, I want to see it. If not, then that was fun while it lasted. In the tournament,
No, absolutely. And I mean, I'm looking right now at the matches we're going to have in the Continental Classic over the next couple of days. Collision actually is looking really solid on Saturday. You know, we're going to have, even outside of just the Continental Classic, we're going to have Willow Nightingale taking on Serena Deeb.
Oh, she's back?
Women's International Invitational Tournament. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Winner gets Jamie Hayter.
Speaking of international, Mina Shirakawa's taking on the Queen, Emi Sakura. So those are going to be...
We know who's going to win that one, sadly.
The Queen, of course.
Yeah.
And then we got...
back.
Right. And then we got 2 Blue League matches in the Gold League. We're going to have in the Blue League, Daniel Garcia taking on Mark Briscoe.
I'm saying Garcia on that one.
I think so too. It's a shame that we're going to have another loss for one of these guys. Both guys are in the losers brackets, which is where they were last year for quite a while. Garcia kind of had a little bit of a comeback, but it wasn't much. Briscoe, unfortunately, was one of the lowest run guys in the whole ladder.
Briscoe and Lethal last year were pretty bad.
Yeah, unfortunately. Hopefully Briscoe can turn it around in the near future. For the Gold League, we're going to have Darby Allin taking on Commander, who's replacing Juice Robinson.
It's going to be Darby.
Broken foot, yeah. It's going to be Darby, but honestly, though, Commander and Darby is going to kill. That's going to be awesome.
You know what's actually really funny? And folks, if you go back to last week's episode, you go hear me say it. I actually predicted this about Juice. Is that sad?
No, I mean, I think that was a...
I said if Juice gets 2 losses in a row, he's going to be out. And technically he did get 2 losses.
Yeah, truly, he's out.
All right, Juice.
Which is a shame. Juice was awesome, and seeing him in there, because last week on Collision, he was wrestling in his somewhat hometown crowd. You know, he was in Chi-Town, but not too far away from his hometown of Joliet, Illinois. Make sure, by the way, here's some trivia for you. Don't ever go to Joliet, Illinois and say Joliet. You will get a $5 fine if you do so.
So it's Joliet?
Joliet. But
like the Blues Brothers movie?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Such a sick movie.
Absolutely. But dude, like the matches are going to be sick. And I'm talking, speaking of sick matches, Blue League, this will probably be the main event for the whole show. Winner's bracket, Okada versus Fletcher.
Why do I feel like Kyle's going to get put over on that one?
Coil.
Because I think Okada can take a loss and not be burned.
That's true. My concern would be I'd hate for Okada to go into this with the defending champ because he's only got 1 point currently. Him and Garcia had that tie.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like they'll make us think that he's gonna lose everything. They'll come back somehow. I don't know. I don't know anything.
We'll have to pull up that bracket. Actually, we can. I don't believe really was much going on with the Blue League. Oh, actually, no, that was the Blue League at the start of the show. So we'll pull it on back to the start of the show then, and we'll go over the brackets coming up. But at the very beginning of the show, we opened up with the Blue League. Shelton Benjamin taking on
Doyle was so good.
This was absolutely a banger, dude. Like, I was watching this, and I wasn't taking any notes. I was just watching. It was one of those matches.
Oh, yeah, I actually did take one note. Ready for this? Ready for this? Blue League.
Yeah. Barn on Blue League's good.
What else? What the hell can you say about this match other than yes? Was it like a 15, 20-minute match? No, 15 probably. Wasn't 20.
See. We had 15 minutes, 48 seconds, according to Cage Match.
Like, the fact that at one point they were chanting, let's go Shelton, or let's go Shelty, or anything in between. Like, Kyle, you better be proud that you got that victory. I'm saying that loosely. Because that match, whether it was thrust kicks, off the top ropes, holds, finishers, take your pick. Holy crap. Almost want to say the best match of the night right there.
Dude, no, I was thinking the same exact thing. And Shelton Benjamin is, without a doubt, probably one of the most over guys on the entire roster. We've seen him go in front of probably the most dead crowds, and he's gotten them all to stand up and give him a standing ovation. Like, Shelton Benjamin's being treated as the star he is, and I'm so happy for him there.
It's what bugs me. I don't know how to word this other than the truth, is that tonight's crowd was like on top of the world. They were super up. They were super hype. Almost every moment throughout the night, they were just screaming like banshees, happy to see the show.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, during this match, where they were screaming Shelty B.
What's up, Daniel?
What's going on, Daniel? Thank you for coming. Hope you stay the whole show and hang out with us and talk about AEW.
Yeah. Yeah, like you were saying, dude, like when Shelton was just throwing Fletcher from the ring post barrier over back into like the apron and then back and forth, the crowd was just on fire for that. And then when Shelton was taking him to Suplex City, Shelton being one of the only people who can legitimately take anyone to Suplex City for a couple of reasons, but we'll get into that.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Exactly. Like, Shelton was without a doubt showing why he deserves to be taken as seriously as all those other guys from that OVW graduating class. Because remember, everyone, he graduated alongside guys like Randy Orton, Batista, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, his college roommate, one of the guys that he himself, Brock Lesnar, cited as Shelton Benjamin being one of the strongest people he's ever worked alongside of, and one of the people that can overpower him. Like, that just goes to show what kind of an athlete Shelton Benjamin is.
Didn't he say that Shelton made him tap?
Yeah,
there we go. I was trying to remember that we were talking about. I was like trying to think about it, which is a pretty big flex.
Absolutely, because not many people can say that about what they've been able to do to Brock Lesnar. And Shelton Benjamin is, again, just a freak of nature, and it's awesome to see him be able to showcase what he can do. And dude, that freaking super kick in the corner, he just got a headshot on Fletch.
Just to understand, like, some people do thrust kicks, and then there's Shelton, which does, I'm just gonna call it a kick, because if we can't really call other names, because every time he's done one, I'm pretty sure he's sent that person back a couple of years in life. That's how hard he's kicked them.
Yeah, dude, that super kick to Fletch in the corner, I legitimately thought he just kicked his head right off.
I think Fletcher's still in catering, asking for his paycheck,
really
talking to a wall.
Yeah, especially for like the entirety of the show. And Fletch, gotta say, all of a sudden now he's gotta get back, dust himself off, because he's got a match Saturday. Man's getting ready for some PTO or something.
Sure. I was like, did I miss that part?
But yeah, man, I got some clips. Let's just take a look, because like words can't do justice. The kind of an athlete Shelton Benjamin is.
Shots right to the face.
And Benjamin rising up to his feet, but this time.
I heard that if you were at the show, you heard Kyle's voice go quiet, and I was hit. Kyle, you get the memes out of the way. You get someone like Shelton kicked him so hard, he sent it back all the way to the Aussie Open.
I got a shout out. We got a comment from the one and only Salem. That's Fletch in the corner. Absolutely. And hey, let's go see another showcase of pure brute strength.
Just
now the waistline, suplex, and Shelton Benjamin now going to work. A second German suplex.
The man's in trouble, Don. He's trying to pull himself up here now.
And Tony, we mentioned how rare it is for an athlete the size of Kyle Fletcher to be ragdolled like this is.
3 or 4 times.
Dude, I just gotta point this out right now before I forget. Coyle standing next to Shelton looks like a cruiserweight. Like,
which is so wild because he's such a big guy himself.
Yeah, Kyle's probably like 230 to 250, and then Shelton's like 260, 270 probably. Which scares the shit out of me. So.
Absolutely. And again, commentary's pointed this out numerous times in the past. A lot of times we see Shelton throwing guys either just using his arm strength or using just pure core strength. Like, it's wild how strong he is. And I am so happy he's getting these showcases. What was that?
It's so entertaining.
No, it is. And again, the crowd giving a standing ovation for Shelton for taking Fletch to Suplex City. Like, honestly, man, I would love to see that just become a new thing where you pay money, you pay your hard-earned money to go get a ticket to go to AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, wherever they might have him perform, and just see Shelton Benjamin just destroy somebody. Because I guarantee, no matter who it is, no matter what the match is, Shelton will be making that whole crowd stand up and just give him that applause he deserves.
I want to see him with somebody who can like launch out of the suplex into a standing pose. That's the only way. Besides the obvious. I mean, yeah, Osprey, but like, we don't want to be like, listen, Will, we need your help. Come help us every single episode, right? So, but you get the idea at least.
Yeah.
Do whatever pose, flip out of it, this and that. Perfect. Just let's go. Let's do that. Book it.
Absolutely. And honestly, when you see the very beginning of this match, I'd say the first half of the match, it was a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of them replicating one another. It was like, anything you can do, I can do better. So we saw a lot of almost mirroring one another, and it was pretty cool. But then as we get towards the end, you start to see a little bit of the desperation coming through Fletch, and even Don Callis on commentary had to both give Shelton Benjamin his props and say, oh no, I think Fletcher's in trouble.
I'm going to be the one guy in the room who's going to address the elephant every once in a while, but like, this match was so good. Why did they have to have a victor? But politics in wrestling, someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. So
right,
damn it, Tony.
And that's like we said, there was a victor, and that being Coil Fletcher, but he had to cheat a little bit. He had to grab the ropes during that roll up at the very end to pin Shelton Benjamin.
I'm still surprised the ref didn't see that.
Right, look at Rick Knox. He could easily see what was going on there.
Rick, you're blind. Go to. You're off for a week. Go see Doc Samson for your eye checkup.
Rick Knox. But
don't even at me. Just don't. I don't know. All right,
we got some breaking news here, I believe. Looks
Nick
like
is replacing Shelton Benjamin in the tournament.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything.
But
but
whoops! Spoiler alert. Anyways, what's going on?
Looks like I don't know if we should say necessarily for spoilers until AEW says something, but someone made his return to AEW for the first time in a few years to challenge Jericho at the Hammerstein Ballroom for the Ring of Honor World title.
It's you, isn't it? I knew it. Is it John? Is it Robbie?
Yes,
is
sir.
Is that not here tonight?
So if you don't want spoilers, then just don't look. But otherwise, if you don't mind, hey, go and...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're going to post it, there it is.
I'm going to DM this to Caesar, but in the meantime,
it's probably
overall...
It's a middle finger, isn't it? I knew it.
But overall, Caesar, this match, what do you rate this on a scale of 1 to 10?
Honestly, you can't put 10. I'm going to say like a 12.5 out of 17. No, that sounds stupid. No, it was great.
No, man, it was.
What? Get the front door. No, you're kidding me. I won't say who. It's me, Austin. No, yeah. I won't say either. No, it's not Mac Taven. Sorry, guys. When is the unveil for that?
It'll be this upcoming Friday for Rampage.
Okay, watch Rampage. I don't want to be that guy.
No, you definitely want to watch Rampage.
Do I think it's worth tuning into Rampage? Yeah. I could literally say like a hint of who this person is, but no. You guys, Nick just sent me a death threat. It wasn't even a picture.
If you know, you know it. That will be
I almost want to say the hint, but I'm like, no, it's gonna ruin it.
But yeah, getting back to it though, like this match in particular was fantastic. Like you said, it's hard to rate this. It's weird seeing some people online giving this maybe like a B plus or like a C, because I thought this was great. This was the way you open a show.
I can understand seeing a B plus because that's still a high rating. I feel like if you say A plus, it just sounds like you're saying that they're untouchable. C sounds like you're being a dick. A sounds like you're being fair, but not like, oh my god, best thing ever. So I get where they're coming from. But if you have anything below a B, you're just being rude. That's what it sounds like. That's my thing on that one. Friggin' Mac. It's me, Austin. I hate you for that right now.
But yeah, honestly. So at this point, we've gone over the gold and the blue league matches on tonight. I don't believe they did any other Continental Classic matches. No, it looks like it was just those two tonight. So we looked at this last week, Caesar. Let's go and take a look at where the brackets currently are standing following tonight with that victory. Claudio is now currently leading the gold league with 6 points. Unfortunately, Darby and Ricochet, it's wild to see them at 0 points. Commander is sort of inheriting the score that Chris Robinson had. Brody and Ospreay with 3.
Dare we say that like the top 3 are the top 3? As messed up as that sounds.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, no, sorry, that's right. No, it won't be the top 3 of the top 3. It'll be Claudio and Ospreay that are the top 2. There we go. Because Ospreay is going to take like 1 L probably. So is Claudio. Darby's going to make a comeback.
I think Commander, with how he's been booked lately, and with how everyone was predicting the Juice Robinson role would be, it's unfortunate to see him as being the ultimate fall guy for this one.
Well, I mean, final battle. Gotta go, Mac. Don't even kid us.
Do it.
It's okay. I'll tell you the truth, back. It's the blue meanie. There you go. You're welcome. Yeah, it's the blue meanie, accompanied by the Sandman. There you go. That's who it was. No, I'm just gonna say that I feel like if they're gonna do this, like the top 2 people would be Claudio and Ospreay going into like, what was the rule again? The first place of one league versus the second place in the second league?
Yes.
Yeah, so it'd be like Claudio, and then who's in the other league, that's going?
We'll pop up the blue league right over here with Fletcher leading at 6 points.
So it'd be Fletcher and let's say Shelty, okay?
All right.
So we'd be like Claudio versus Shelty and Fletcher versus Ospreay.
Boom, perfect.
What if that sounds so good, actually?
No, man, that sounds great. I do.
Hire us. And also buy us Wendy's.
Yes, please.
Robbie, if you're watching, you owe us Wendy's.
Please, Robbie. We need it.
Like Neek wants double the Wendy's now.
Give me that. Yeah. Instead of the regular Baconator, give me the double, please.
No, don't even ask for it. Get 2 Baconator the doubles and then stack them together, and a Diet Coke. There you go.
Amazing. Man, you want to talk about the Baconator? A lot of meat. Like, look at the meat that we got here on that blue league. You got Mortos, unfortunately 0 points, alongside Mark Briscoe. From that draw that they had on Collision, Okada and Garcia are at 1 point apiece. 3 points for Shelty, and Fletcher's at 6. I really dig Fletcher and Shelty as the top 2 right now.
Right?
But,
just gotta wait, but that's just how I see it. Because that sounds so good now, Claudio against Shelty. Shit. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Ospreay and Fletch. Coil, but we've already seen that. We can see that for later. But
right.
Claudio and Shelty B. Imagine Shelty doing Claudio's swing. Woo!
Man, I don't know where I see this going, because we still got quite a few matches. Darby, I'm sure, is going to get on the board by defeating Commander. I'm sure that's also how Ricochet will get on the board, which Ricochet and Commander is going to be a killer match. I can't wait to see that one.
I hate to say this, but I feel like it's going to be too much flippy BS.
That's why I can't wait to see it.
I mean, it's going to be cool to watch because it's going to be flippy BS, but it's going to suck because it's flippy BS.
See, here's why I think it's the good one, though, is because it's Ricochet, who nobody moves like that guy does. And then you got Commander, who's the tightrope walker. And again, those are 2 guys that have very unique sort of flying styles compared to the average high flyer in AEW.
See, this is why, and no shots at TNA on this one, this is why AEW needs a what's it called, an X Division kind of belt.
I dig that,
but don't call it that, obviously. Lawsuit.
Make some cool underground title.
Don't even call it don't call it a cruiserweight belt. That's for sure. That's like a no title. It's like a forbidden word, botch.
Because when you think about it too, like AEW's never really had like weight class and divisions. But...
Well, what pisses me off was like back when we were younger, like in like the Ruthless Aggression, everyone 215 and under was considered a cruiserweight.
right.
And then nowadays it's like 205 and below is a cruiserweight.
You know, it's kind of funny. Back in the dawn of when they were kind of in between in WCW, the light heavyweight and the cruiserweight
Oh
belts.
god, I remember those.
They wanted 6 foot plus Alex Wright and someone you guys may have heard of. I think his name was something like Paul Levesque. They wanted those two guys to be in cruiserweight divisions. Yeah. So
How do you
classes in wrestling, right?
Well, I don't know if you remember. Oh no, they unified them. That's right. I was gonna say between the WCW and the WWE belts, I would hands down go for the WCW belt. That thing was beautiful. The light heavyweight belt was ugly.
Yeah, I hated the light heavyweight belt, but I had to give it a shout out because Scotty 2 Hotty held it, and I like anything Scotty 2 Hotty does.
Oh, dude, Scotty 2 Hotty's a boss, but other than that belt was gross.
Let the record show. I believe he owns the rights to the name Scotty 2 Hotty, and he works for AEW, and he's wrestled a couple dark matches for them, so we could always see Scotty 2 Hotty appear on AEW.
Didn't he go as his own name though?
I believe he did wrestle as Scott Taylor.
And where's the other guy? Isn't he? I want to say the term. His partner, Grandmaster.
He is deceased.
That's what I was gonna say. I couldn't remember off the top of my noggin.
Yes, rest in peace, Brian Christopher.
That sucks so much. But anyways,
speaking
I mean,
of,
I wouldn't be against it.
Right. Speaking of multi-generational wrestlers, though, we had Hook. Or as Tony Schiavone always says, it's the signal.
Oh,
Hook came out and he wanted to respond to Nick Wayne's challenge for Hammerstein. He says he doesn't really care about Nick Wayne. He wants to fight his father, Christian Cage, and leave him in worse shape than they left Taz. Christian Cage and Mother Wayne enter to go and speak with Mr. Hook. But it was all a distraction because Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian jump Hook from behind. Hook manages to get the upper hand. He fights back until it was again too much. And Christian Cage sneaks up behind, bop right in the back of the head with the clipboard. And it's time for the concerto as they smash Hook's arm before Hammerstein.
Is it bad that like I'm not really too concerned with Hook right now?
That's fair.
Like nothing that's brutal. I don't care whether it's scripted, stunts, all that shit. That shit looks brutal. No, what I'm just gonna say is like, I'm sorry, but like, I just feel like Hook is there now. Like him talking, it's not helping him, and then him versing certain people that is a small dude isn't helping. So he needs to drop the look and make a new one.
I was going to say, he really needs to have some sort of like this underground underdog. You know, I think he really needs a mouthpiece because he's excelled when he's had other people talking for him.
Yeah.
I always think, you know, I liked when he had his team with Jungle Boy. They were huge ratings draws for the female demographic. I liked when he was, you know, in Hookhausen because Danhausen's entertaining and did all the talking. He just needs a mouthpiece because, you know, not every wrestler, and we say this week after week, not every wrestler needs to talk, you know.
And I mean, you know who I'm talking about, and our viewers know who I'm talking about when I say this. Some people definitely shouldn't talk because when they talk, they say the name of the location, and the crowd just does this. So, no, that's just my 2 cents. And I'm not saying that because the Continental Classic's happening. I'm just saying that because, like, sorry, Hook, but no, thank you. Like,
right. You know, it's going to be leading up to the Taz return at Hammerstein, and the crowd's going to go nuts for that when that happens.
I hope to God he can come out and hit his actual original like music he used from back in the day.
Right, more than just that little stinger that they used that one time.
Like that heartbeat, and then like the beeping.
You gotta do
that. Would be so freaking amazing.
What is it that Wrestling Bios calls it? The symbol for the Robot Alliance?
Oh God.
The Giant Robot Alliance?
Yeah.
Oh God. But yeah, so Hook, I think we're getting ready to see some. Caesar, we've talked about this a couple weeks back, but for people that might be just joining us on this episode, how would you go about fixing Hook?
So for your idea, sounds like the best one. Just give him someone to talk.
Yeah,
that's all I've got. Like he can wrestle, he can give attitude, but he's giving off little brother vibes right now. There, it's like a cranky, like you hit dad, I'm gonna stop you. It's like, nah, dude, stop.
Yeah, everyone disagrees with me when I say this, but quite honestly, I still think it'd be cool to see Hook try something different, go heel, go join a heel stable, maybe not succumb to the patriarchy, but maybe join the Death Riders. Like, just imagine that aura we have with that Death Rider theme song entering through the crowd. I think that would work for him personally.
No, I think Christian Cage would be a better mouthpiece.
Probably when it comes to someone talking, absolutely. Like Christian cutting all his promos, he would need that.
And then not to mention, and again, hopefully not right now when he's ready, Luchasaurus comes back. There's their muscle.
Absolutely.
Done. Case closed. No more worrying.
Speaking of muscle, man, what is it about Kip Sabian that just looks absolutely shredded? Dude is yoked. Look at those biceps.
It's good. It's about time he actually gets used on the show.
Yes, Mac, thank you. Join Moxley and the Moxleys.
What about joining the Mac and the Max? How about that?
Ooh, that sounds great. But
that's right there.
Moving on, we had your favorite, the TBS champion Mercedes Monday, being asked about Camille getting attacked. Mercedes says Camille quit, so she's not liable anymore for what goes on with Camille. She says that Anna Jay targeting her title means absolutely nothing to her, and she will be watching Anna Jay's match quite closely. Mercedes says that there's always a price to pay when you mess with money. The Mac Tavens, as Mac Burns says.
That's officially making their debut at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yes.
The Mac Tavens versus the Moxleys. 12-man match. There you go. 12-man ladder match for, I don't know, a case of beer. Something ridiculous.
But hey, as we move on, we have MVP scolding Shelton Benjamin backstage.
Ooh, this was good.
Shelton lost the match, unfortunately, and he didn't go through with hurting Kyle Fletcher, and he lost the match. And while MVP loves Shelton, he's disappointed in his performance, and Bobby Lashley just can't even look at Shelton at that point.
Bobby spoke the most in that segment. Holy crap.
Dude, that aura Bobby Lashley was emitting by just standing there with that look of just disappointment on his face, that said it all.
I mean, even just him wearing shades staring at you makes you want to crap yourself.
But yeah, and fortunately, some crew member bumped into Shelton Benjamin backstage, which led to him throwing the guy into a garage, and security tries to go, and Bobby Lashley sees all these security guys crowding around Shelton, like, no, that's our guy. You know, we might be upset about his performance tonight, but you're not messing with any of the Hurt Syndicate. And MVP starts attacking. Bobby Lashley starts throwing guys. Shelton, who just wrestled a hard-fought match, is killing like 2 dudes against the garage door. Man, those Hurt Syndicate guys are killers, and I love it.
It's like you said, it's Robbie. It's the aura of those three, and it's even worse. Is MVP is just like, okay, you two smash everyone in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
yeah, those 3 guys are just something awesome together. I love that collective of them. And
keep them together, please.
Keep them together, absolutely.
Put some belts on them. There we go.
Man, I'm just picturing, like, give those guys, like, the trios titles, and then give them also another championship each. Like, just imagine all of them with, like, 2 titles.
Wait, cool. What belts could they use? Or AEW, TNT, Continental, I guess?
Yeah. Bobby Lashley with that AEW World
title.
Title.
It'd be really intense if they won the trios in AEW, went to Ring of Honor, won the 6-man, and then went to Japan for more trios belts.
Hey, why not? Those three guys, they've got the background. They could do it. Oh, I just had an idea. Shelton Benjamin winning the Ring of Honor Pure title.
They should have already gave it to him.
Honestly, he's like the best legitimate wrestler. The real question would be who would take it off him at that point.
Oh, someone's gonna take it off of him? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
right.
the awkward part. Like, I'm just thinking about how that man moves in the ring, and he moves like a pure wrestler, and it scares the crap out of me.
Yeah, exactly. He's a beast. But looking at the following, we have the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. 12 men start, 2 will leave as the victors. The other 10 will leave disappointed.
I freaking called it.
Going into this match, we had an idea of about like 6 of the guys going into it, but overall, we had the Murder Hawk, we had the Machine Brian Cage, we had the King of Battle Royals in AEW, the Butcher.
We had AEW catering.
Exactly. You had the Martin Brothers, Action Andretti, Leo Rush, Big Mark Davis, Big Evil Uno, quite a few super heavyweight wrestlers in here.
You know who I'm surprised we didn't see?
You had Rocky Romero also in there. Who do we see?
I said, you know, I'm surprised we didn't see, actually. The Outrunners. Because, they get put in everything, apparently.
Right. Honestly, with the amount of talent on AEW's roster, I love the name Dynamite Dozen, but they should just turn into like a 20 or 30-man battle royal at this point.
Just call it a battle royal and then make it 30 people.
Right. They don't even do battle royals all that frequently, and the Casino Royale's not true battle royal.
Do the shit, what pay-per-view was it? They had it where it's like the, if you're this suit or this suit, these 5 people go out. Do that. That was cool.
I dug it. I'm just the Casino Battle Royale. I'm still a fan of regular Battle Royals.
But at least with that
haven't done that forever
thing, with the suits thing, that was cool too. Because these lucky 5 people got to go out, rather than I don't know. If I think it sucks is with like the 1-to-1 thing that it takes a little bit longer versus where if it's like, oh, this suit's going out hearts, these 5 people go out. Then there's 5 talents. Instead of just like, oh crap, it's only one person. And then everyone has to wait another 2 minutes for the next person. For a pay-per-view though, it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Right. But looking at the order of elimination, Evil Uno eliminated by Mark Davis. Important note here was Dante and Darius Martin getting eliminated by none other than their partners, their compatriots, Action Andretti and Leo Rush. Both guys have been a little bit angrier, more aggressive than the other 2 Martin brothers, and it's worth noting also that Andretti and Leo Rush were dressed differently than Dante and Darius were.
They were just like strippers tonight?
Oh no, but they had more of a black and red look compared to Dante and Darius, who had their black and gold look.
Weren't they wearing their stupid padded jacket or whatever it was?
Yeah, Leo Rush's spiky jacket, spiky comforter.
That. I really want to push him off like a high ledge and see if it protects them.
Oh man, but we also saw a lot of the domination in there from the what is their name? The Murder Machines, Brian Cage and Lance Archer.
I hate how Brian Cage looks right now.
Really, I think it's a nice look on him.
It looks like he got his apartment raided by somebody, and they took his trimmers and crap like that, and they're like, you're not shaving for a month or 2.
Oh, I like the beard on him. I wish he just wasn't wearing the generic black trunks. I wish he had
a beard's fine. Don't get me wrong, but like yours, maintain the damn thing. It looks like he hasn't shaved in a generation.
It's definitely a different look for him. I'll say that.
He looks rough. Is the easy version, and I do agree about the chunks. It looks like he lost a bet. Go into catering or past catering, go to wardrobe. And grab a random ass pair of trunks.
Honestly, too, I'll say I really liked it whenever he would do his Sting tribute attire.
Exactly.
They always look really cool like that. But getting back to it, Brian Cage and Lance Archer eliminate Big Mark Davis. Another point to note here is before he replaced Juice Robinson in the Continental Classic, Commander was actually originally announced for this Battle Royal on Collision. Unfortunately, again, he got pulled due to having to compete in the Continental Classic.
I think he got an upgrade then.
Probably, honestly. Yeah, he gets to be showcased a lot more than just being fodder in a battle royal.
Yeah, like a 10-minute battle royal.
Right. So exactly 10 minutes, 7 seconds.
Worst.
But Get back to it. Action Andretti eliminated by Kyle O'Reilly. Leo Rush eliminated by Rocky Romero. Kyle O'Reilly of the Conglomeration. Rocky Romero gets thrown out by Brian Cage and Lance Archer. Big Butcher gets thrown out by Adam Cole, Bebe, and at the same time, Brian Cage and Lance Archer kicked out of the ringside area after going over the top rope by both Adam Cole, Bebe, and KOR, Kyle O'Reilly, leaving Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly as the victors in this battle royal, and thus they will be competing one-on-one for the true victory next week on Winter is Coming, and the winner of this match, Adam Cole, Bebe, and Kyle O'Reilly, will take on MJF at World's End for the Dynamite Diamond Ring.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think either Cole's gonna win or Fletcher's gonna cheat, or not Fletcher, O'Reilly.
Yeah, I don't know where this is gonna go. I feel like Adam Cole's gonna probably take it, but I'd love for the swerve to happen and O'Reilly does something to get that victory because no one's expecting it. Like you said, maybe cheat and do something.
Like, I'm not saying I want Kyle to cheat to win. I'm not saying I want Cole to win. I'm just saying those are the predictions I've got on that one.
That's fair. If there's some sort of crazy plot twist and a swerve, I could easily see O'Reilly, because I love the idea that Adam Cole keeps getting just so far and he just doesn't make it right at that very end. There's always something that kind of takes place and someone else fights MJF instead.
Or plot twist, the one we didn't think about right now. MJF comes down to try and screw both of them, and it becomes a triple threat.
That's true. Here's a big point here. I believe this was the first Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal that MJF wasn't actually physically in. I thought he was supposed to be in this match.
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought was weird. I was like, why isn't he here?
Yeah, so that was an interesting choice. And now I ponder, does that count then as whoever wins at Winter is Coming then being in the same banner as MJF? You know how they have like the 5 flags that say MJF, or will it be whoever wins at World's End?
Gotta wait and find out.
You gotta wait and find out. And speaking of waiting and finding out, we had another special vignette. I love how AEW is getting more and more into these vignettes. We're going to talk about another really cool one later. But Julia Hart continues targeting Jamie Hayter and says that Hayter had a comeback, but now it's Julia Hart's turn.
I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do this. I feel like, I hate to say it, but Hart's going to show up during Jamie's match just pretty soon. I hate to say that, but that's what I'm predicting.
Now it's going to happen. Backstage, Billy Gunn is explaining about what's going on with the Acclaimed and that Bowens and Billy Gunn have been trying to talk the very delusional Max Caster out of his match with Swerve, who himself he can be quite a monster himself. We've seen him kind of go into this sort of demonic mode of sorts. Don't ever try stapling Swerve. You'll just awaken his inner monster. Then it'll be kill shot time. But Bowens instead has had enough of dealing with Caster and just tells Max, go out there, prove that you're the best wrestler alive. And Caster's like, all right. So Caster goes out there and it's battle of the rappers, basically. Swerve Strickland takes on Max Caster, Platinum Max, in a match that went only 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Max got a little bit of offense in there, but honestly, this was pretty much all Swerve. There's no other way to say it. This was Swerve's house through and through, all 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Especially, too, I have this clip right here. No matter what Caster did, Swerve just had an answer for it. Let's take a look.
Confidence. But listen,
Springboard drop kick and house call from Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, Max Caster could not do a single thing. Platinum Max gets absolutely obliterated by Swerve. House call for the victory. Winner, Swerve Strickland. Swerve pops the exclamation mark on there by once again hitting Caster with that Swerve stomp, and the fans rejoiced. And when it comes down to looking at where the rest of the year and maybe even going into next year is, Swerve makes sure to say, Lashley, this isn't over yet.
There is one move that I've only seen in like the past 5 years, not in general, is the one that Swerve does. I don't know how to explain it. It's where like he rolls over to somebody and like rolls them up into a stance ready for a Oh, I don't know what it's called. Like he puts him in like a. It's like flipped him over him, like a suplex, I guess. No, but you know what I'm talking about, like where like he dives at them and grabs their arm mid roll, and he puts their arm over his head, and he like goes like that.
Yes.
I don't know what that's called, but like whenever he does that, I'm like, dude, how do you do that? He like rolls into them, and it's like the most flawless move, and it scares the shit out of me how easy he does it.
Yeah, no, like I'm thinking too of just how impressive it is whenever he just does that way. He goes out where he just like kind of flips over the ropes, basically.
It's like the way he moves in the ring is almost dangerous.
Yeah, nah. Swerve is another one of those wrestlers where they are just a brute force, and I'm glad that someone who's a former AEW World Heavyweight Champion is able to showcase what they can do, and again continue to rack up those points and rack up those victories. And especially if he's going to have a rematch with Bobby Lashley, like, oh man, you're going to want to build him up as much as you can.
Save it for next year.
Yeah, basically, I'd say the same thing. Going back into the results of the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal, in a taped video, MJF is responding to Adam Cole, Bebe, and KOR, Kyle O'Reilly, winning that Battle Royal. He just looks back at the past and talks about everything that Adam Cole did, and he blames Adam Cole for being the one that caused the butterfly effect that led to Roddy Strong getting hurt in the match with MJF. He points out that Adam Cole is the one that caused everything to happen for the Battle Royal results, where now he has to take on his buddy Kyle O'Reilly. And MJF says that he knows Adam Cole, Bebe, just can't beat O'Reilly. But
So,
let's see.
if we got to predict it right now, what do you think's going to happen going towards World's End? Part of me feels like if I'm being the one to start this, I almost want to say I might evolve it to a triple threat. Somehow.
I could see that, but we thought the same thing with the Roddy Strong match.
That is true. I think your theory is the best one so far. Cole's going to try and get as close as he can, and boom, cut off.
Yeah, I think, again, it's going to be the same thing where I'm 50-50. I think either A, O'Reilly is going to just miraculously pull out the victory over Adam Cole, because Adam Cole, again, he gets so close and yet so far. Or I could see, like we were kind of mentioning, where Adam Cole can get the more predictable victory, but it either causes something where maybe O'Reilly turns heel, or maybe O'Reilly turns heel beforehand and cheats to win.
So many predictions. I hate it.
Lots of options there, but hey, man, we talked a lot about a match of basically no body fat, and here it is: Switchblade, Jay White, Gold members, guns up, taking on Pac of the Death Riders alongside Mr. Wheeler Yuta. This was another very physical match. White and Pac were really taking the fight to one another, and it was counter after counter. At some points, it looked like one guy was going to get the victory over the other, but really, it was very unpredictable, I'd say, in that first half, maybe first 10 minutes of the match. By the time we hit 13 minutes, though, it was Pac getting locked into a brutalizer, and then Pac was able to lock Jay White into the brutalizer, and Jay White was standing. He had blood in his mouth. We're not going to be able to show it here, but it was looking absolutely violent. And then all of a sudden, Jay White topples, but that hand, it reaches the rope, and Yuta tries to get involved, but hey, nothing works out when Yuta's involved because it's bad luck Yuta, am I right? Anyways, Jay White runs back into the ring, hits the Blade Runner out of nowhere. I didn't even realize he had any energy or stamina left in him, but man, Jay White gets that victory, and then it's time to get the attack going. And before we get into all the chaos and pandemonium of this segment, match-wise, Caesar, what did you think?
I still hate when Yuta shows up and ruins a good match. I really do. That was such a good match.
It was.
Oh, it sucks was I was like sitting going, oh shit, if he gets the win, he gets 3 points. And I was like, wait a sec. They're not even in the tournament. Never mind. So, and I was like, how's Wheeler coming to ringside? Like, oh yeah, it's not a tournament match. Damn it! So, no, it was a wicked match. I literally just did the same thing we do when it's a good match. Write down the match, and then some notes, and then stop. So, that's all I've literally got.
No, absolutely, man. And yeah, this was a banger of a match. These two guys worked tremendously together, and this further advanced so many different interwoven stories. So, Jay White gets that victory. Yuta tries to attack, but Jay White is just on a killing spree at this point until Marina Shafir comes in. We know Jay White wasn't afraid of trying to lock her into the Blade Runner, but before anything could happen there, Moxley storms in there, jumps Jay White from behind, and just as it seems that Moxley's getting ready to walk off, we hear the music of the Cowboys. Cowboy Shiznitz, Hangman Adam Page comes down and stares at Moxley. All of a sudden, it was the weirdest thing. We had this strange camera crew member, that one that's always in the balaclava. He stepped into frame. Wait a minute, it wasn't the crew member. It was Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
Little OC is wrapping a cable around the throat of Moxley, choking him out. It is a wild and crazy brawl. We got Orange, we got the Hangman, we got Jay White, and we got Moxley. Are we looking at a potential fatal four-way here, Caesar?
I don't know if I like this or I don't like this.
Right?
Because it's like, if it's Mox, Hangman, White, and OC, who takes the pin if they do that? And then, because you saw at the end of the segment, Christian was lurking.
Exactly. That's the other point. And they didn't call much attention to it. They mentioned it briefly, but lurking in the background was Christian Cage holding that contract he has. He can cash in.
He was cuddling the shit out of that.
Oh, yeah. I really like the way they did that, where it was Christian Cage just hovering in the background. I kind of wish they didn't call any attention to it. I kind of liked it if that just him watching and lurking in the shadows.
Sort of like, never mind. I forgot what to say. No, I don't know. I like a potential fatal four-way. I just don't know how it would end. And I've got an extreme sense that, like, if they do it like that at World's End, Moxley's buddies are going to show up and do things. Who does Jay White have? The Gun Club.
Yeah, I don't know what their status currently is.
I think one might be injured.
That's
I think
unfortunate. Yeah.
OC's got that conglomeration, and then Hangman's got pyros. That's literally it.
He's got a flamethrower.
No, that's Darby.
Yeah,
Remember?
exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, it was
No, it was Darby.
M16 flamethrower. There we go. That's what it was.
Darby lighting Jack Perry on fire. Not like
I missed
Hangman
that.
is truly the fireman. Jay White, I could see Jay White taking the pin here because they've kept him pretty strong leading up to it, and I don't think he's going to be losing anytime soon. So if anyone will be taking a pin, I could see it being him to make sure Mox still looks great, and I see Mox retaining if this is truly a fatal four-way. I don't know, but like you said, I don't know what to truly think of this. I don't know if I love or hate it. I guarantee it'll be a banger of a match.
I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I'm not saying they should do it. I'm just saying I don't know how to proceed. And please don't do a triple threat to determine a number one contender, or I will throw my TV.
Because honestly, if they do the fatal four-way, here's the other point to consider. We saw him lurking in the background. What happens if everyone's all knocked out and all across the arena? Christian Cage could cash in at any time. He can have his guys in the Patriarchy jump them and cash in and become the new AEW champion.
Here's my question. Let's say the show's happening, okay? Like your idea. And let's say in the ring, it's Jay White on the mat. And everyone else is like, kayfabe dead. Could Christian come to the ring and pin Jay White, win the match, and leave? I wonder.
Yeah. I see no reason why he can't. I see money in the bank rules when it comes to that contract.
No, that's all I'm wondering, because like I've, with the amazing IWC and our amazing fans who lurk on the Dirt Sheet Radio or comicbookclick.com, people talk and they say, this happens, this goes. Not bad conversation, just like criticism. There you go. That's what I'm thinking of. So that's what I'm wondering, is like these little nuances, we'll call it. Mm-hmm. So that's my only question. So we gotta wait and see.
Wait and see, absolutely. And speaking of wait and see, Jamie Hayter is going to be waiting and seeing what Julia Hart does. She wants to have a confrontation, but she doesn't really know what to think about Miss Julia Hart. However, she also has to focus on that International Women's Cup, and she No matter where, no matter when, she'll find Julia Hart and leave her knocked out.
All right, I'm making a prediction.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna start doing this on these episodes because I can.
Why
And
not?
people in the comment, let me know as my thing for a little while. People can rip into me if they want. I'm just saying this now. If Willow wins her match, was it like on Collision?
Mhm.
If Willow wins, excuse me, if Willow wins on Collision, then Julia is gonna show up in the next 2 matches of Jamie's and interfere in some way. I'm just seeing that now.
Absolutely.
I'm nothing against either woman, like Jamie Hayter or Willow, but why are they doing this now?
Right.
Or the other one,
Hey there, Robert.
hey Robert. Oh, yeah, we can agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say yeah, or maybe I hope this one is true. Maybe they're like just putting little seeds down for segments for after Russell Dynasty. So when it's over, that Julia's got a storyline with Jamie in January, and they're not gonna pull the trigger.
Yeah, no, I can see that, planting the seeds, get stuff ready for both Japan and AEW's future shows. And quite frankly, that might be another thing that I don't know if we really talked too much about or thought of when it comes to that segment with the 4 guys previously. Could that be just a bunch of seeds getting planted for what the next year of AEW is going to look like in the main event scene?
I would love those to be seeds, because that makes us talk exclusively on Dirty Radio. Sorry.
Make sure you always stay tuned.
Completeclick.com.
Always on.
Sorry.
Yes. Double
Sorry.
promo. Let's go.
But seriously, like if they're gonna do that like that, that's fine by me. I'll take it. I'll discuss it with you guys here every week. And yeah, we'll see what happens going forward.
Right. And, speaking of hype, Chris Jericho is on the news. Hi, guys. Chris Jericho is hyping up Final Battle and
Why
Hammerstein Ballroom shows. Yes, Caesar.
why did I have the son wanting to like throw Mardi Gras beads and laugh at him like we're at like a house party?
I love the just juxtaposition of like his shirt mixed with the hat.
Like it looks like he's like the guy who's like, "Hey guys, I just turned 19. Who wants to give me drinks?" Like,
Party
you know what I mean?
time.
Guys, my parents gave me the car for the weekend. We're gonna go partying, and
We got 5 whole kegs.
I think they're whole kegs. My dad says they're full of beer or water. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Whoever finds it gets to be loaded. The rest of us have to pee lots. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
What's this from the cabinet? It's Everclear. What's that?
let's find out. Whoever can drink the whole bottle gets to eat the pizza.
Oh.
What happened?
And that's where a death happens. Folks, do not drink straight up Everclear.
Just drink responsibly. That's what we're gonna say. Be responsible and smart wrestling fans, and enjoy your beverages at wrestling events or with wrestling friends.
Exactly. That's the way
But
to do it. It's gonna be
That's what I'm seriously saying. Is like Jericho looks like the guy who's like, him and his friends just turned 19, and they're like, "We're gonna go clubbing, we're gonna hang out with Neek, and we're gonna go to wrestling shows." Like,
That sounds lit though.
no, I'm not dissing that. I'm just saying, like, it's just the way he's presenting him. Or I guess he has to be 21 for wrestling 19.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, Jericho's hyping up his potential match
I
for
want to say who it is.
Final Battle.
I
Yeah.
want to say, but I'm not gonna.
Yes, chat, let's just say it's going to be someone really good. Just stay tuned. Or if you really don't mind the spoiler, go and check that out yourselves.
I will see this. It'll be interesting.
It will absolutely.
I don't think. Let's call them John Doe. Make it
Yes.
easier.
John Doe.
I don't think they're gonna win.
Probably
It's gonna be
not.
interesting.
I hope it leads to something. It's definitely John Doe is going to be definitely used to be taking a shot somewhere else.
But what would be interesting as hell though is like, what if they won?
That'd be cool.
I'm sorry, but like,
It's the best place to do it.
Jericho doesn't need the belt. Like, it doesn't seem like it's like, yeah, it doesn't seem like Jericho needs it.
John Doe would be someone great to hold that title and have on the roster. Just like how it's cool that they have the Von Erichs on the roster, even though I don't know where they are. Where have they been? When was the last time they
stuck in? What's it called?
Purgatory?
Customs. There we
Customs. Ah, yes, that's where they are. But Yo, speaking of very interesting people coming back to AEW, we had a really cool vignette, very much Western style, and we saw that there's the most wanted man coming back, the return of an outlaw,
Don Escudero?
Bandito.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Dude, this promo was really cool.
I hate it for one reason.
There he is.
I hate it for one reason. And this is an actual reason. Why couldn't they have done that prior to the Continental and put him in? You know, like, oh, we've got Ricochet versus this unknown participant. Who is it? Let's find out. And, you know, his music goes off. That would have been great.
I would like that. I just wouldn't want him to, you know, return and then get like very like middle of the line, middle of the pack, you know?
Nah. So, but I do agree that it is good to see him back. Another person I would love to see, and knock on wood, he's better soon. El Hijo del Vikingo.
Yes.
Don't care when, just he's better.
Yeah, Vikingo's awesome. I really loved his matches in AEW. Hopefully, when he comes back, maybe some deal can work out for him being there.
I hate how flawlessly he runs across the ropes and jumps things. He looks like one of those kids that's one of your friends who's like, hey, see that table over that fence under that chair across the yard? Watch this. And he goes and just across the yard, and you're like, what the hell?
But yeah, getting on to it, then we had the final match that we'll be talking about. You know, chat, we started off the show with the main event, so we already discussed everything when it came to Claudio and Brody. So
we have two segments left, actually.
Go back to the start of the show afterwards, but getting back to it, Anna Jay took on Penelope Ford. Jay and Ford, you know, for what it was, you know, I think a lot of people would see this as being sort of like a squash match, but honestly, I think this was a great showcase for both ladies. 8 minutes, 46 seconds was the total runtime. Ford gets a drop kick, and it was, again, like another one of those matches where it's like everything you can do, I can do better. Ford gets a drop kick, argues with the referee, but then Anna Jay runs up, slams Penelope right into the mat to get that 1-2-3 victory. The winner is Anna Jay. Match-wise, before we get into the segment that followed this, Caesar, what did you think?
I'm actually impressed of how Anna Jay was doing. I would have loved to see her in a different match. I feel like Penelope was just being fed to her.
Yeah, which is a shame because they feel like they make such a big deal about Penelope coming back too.
Well, like there's her and Julia, and I'm sorry, but they're tiny. Like they're super tiny, like 5 foot. So, like tall for the women's division would be like 5'6", wouldn't it? I guess.
Something like that.
5'3", 5'6". I know for us guys, it's different. Like. They consider Camille and Chris both powerhouses, and they're 5'10". That's like our 6'5", I guess.
Right.
So, I don't know. Anna's definitely improved since her excursion, but put her against my so-called favorite, as y'all call her, next week. Let her. I know she's not going to win. It'd be great to see her get the win. And excuse me. And yeah. When she gets somebody that she actually can do the tango with, like, hell, maybe Deeb. Give her Deeb, give her Willow, give her Jamie. But Julie,
we're seeing some great showcases with that international women's tournament, so hopefully something there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Holy moly, I'm tired. I'm trying to think of all the names right now. All these names are like this in my head. Nothing is coming properly to my brain power.
Exactly.
But last segment,
we have the last segment of the night, which was Anna Jay calling out Mercedes Monday, the CEO. CEO. Yes, sir.
I'll talk about the other segment, but that one too works.
Oh, yes. But Mercedes Moné comes out and she just says that Anna Jay needs to come back in 10 years once she's actually done something in the wrestling business if she wants to get any type of title shot against her. But hey, Anna Jay slaps Mercedes Moné, and Mercedes just leaves. She says that she doesn't need this, she doesn't deserve this, and she's going to do this on her own time while Anna Jay stands overhead. And then following that up, we had truly, this was just This was something, I have to say. We had an interview with the AEW Women's World Champion, Mariah May, and she was, being talked to about, what she did to Mina and the whole setup for the match. Yes, sir.
You saw what happened in the background in that interview, right? Okay.
Yes.
Go on.
And running in the background through the windows.
Storming. Not running. Storming.
Storming through.
Those heels were smashing the floor as she came onto screen. You can hear
storming through in the background through the windows. You see Mina Shirakawa holding something, and she's storming her way in there. And the camera tilts away, and we see the different angle as Mariah May is just none the wiser. And then all of a sudden, Mina storms on.
I loved what she said. That was so dark but simple.
Absolutely. And Mariah May says that, hey, women's wrestling was dead and buried. And that's when Shirakawa storms in the rest of the way and gives Mariah May the bottle. Not physically just yet, no smashing, but she gives Mariah May the bottle and tells her to do it to her. Tells her, hey, you want to try it again? Try me. And Mina Shirakawa tells Mariah May that she's going to have to work for it at Winter is Coming.
Oh, I'm so excited for that match. I'm like... It's not going to be the main event, I don't think, but it's going to be definitely in the middle of the show.
It's going to be something. I'd be okay if it was the main event. There's a lot of history and story there, so I'm okay with that.
I don't know if it would be, though. Like, I think it's definitely the second hour, but I don't think it'd be the main event.
Maybe it could be the main event, like you said, for maybe the first hour then.
No. So I thought that match, like you're saying, storytelling-wise, I'd put it in the second hour for sure. One Continental match, that one in there, and then the one there with Continental at the start of the show. How they've been doing it, that's how they should do it. That's kept me enticed so freaking hard. I was so excited.
Yes,
do we think Mina's winning? That's the question.
I would hope so. I almost feel like it'll either be a thing where Mariah May will retain, or there's going to be some sort of shenanigans, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's Timeless Toni Storm.
I don't think Toni Storm's going to come back as Timeless. Remember, she's retired.
I don't know, sir. It is professional wrestling.
I think that person of herself is retired, as you would call it.
I think what we need to do really is go and check out the Letterboxd account for RJ City and see what he's been watching lately to know exactly what's going to be going on next.
I think we should be given exclusive backstage passes to the next episode.
That I absolutely
agree. We need 4 Tony Khan.
Come on, Tony Khan. Add some Wendy's, please.
And no, hold on. We need backstage passes, hotel accommodations, flights, stuff. Just throw the word stuff just because I can. And then you put Wendy's as number 5.
Yes, perfect. But yes, speaking of perfect, that was the whole AEW Dynamite number 270 live from the Fishers Event Center in Fishers, Indiana. Great show, great crowd. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. We saw Robert, and they're saying 8 out of 10. I'd agree with that rating. How about you?
No, not even a second thought. I completely agree with him, 100%. I'm just like, what? Okay. In the past year, these Continental episodes have been top tier, but in regards to the past few weeks, both have been 8 out of 10s. Just that's it.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong or bad with that. 8 out of 10 is a solid rating. But then, hey, going back into it, we have our final segments, how we like to end these shows, and some of these might be harder to determine than others, but let's go right into it. I say we should go in for the match of the night, powered by the Delphin Pod podcasts. Yes, that's why I want to get this one out of the way.
It's unanimous. I don't care who you are. If you can't agree with us on this one, something's wrong. We still love you, though. You should still follow us and look at the comicbookclick.com. But it's the match at the start of the show. Whether he said it or I say it. That match was, whether it's again the multiple thrust kicks or the amount of times that our eyes went like this. Yeah. You finish off the thing.
Well, I mean, he said it best. How can you not go with Kyle Fletcher and Shelton Benjamin? Not that any of the other matches were necessarily terrible. Like Jay White and Pac was another solid match. Claudio and Brody killed it, but nothing I think compared at all to Shelton Benjamin and Kyle Fletcher. And it's awesome to see Fletch being able to have these moments to showcase what he can do. And the same with Shelton, who has been denied so much over the years to be able to have that type of spot, that type of presence.
It just sucks because it's like they're not going to dance again for a little while. So it's like by the time they do come back around again, it's like it could be in the semis. So bummer, but whatever. That's it. That's all I've got.
We'll see. We do know this might lead to something where down the road Shelton might want revenge for how he lost that match, but we'll see. But yeah, we wanted to get through that one. So now we'll take a look at the Jobber of the Night presented by comicbookclick.com. Go check that out for all of your nerd culture news, comic book news, etc., etc. But Jobber of the Night, I'm going to go with Platinum Max Caster. What more can you say? 2-minute match. That was pretty much all he was in there for. And we're going to see a lot more dissension amongst the members of the Acclaimed. I wonder what's going to happen with Billy Gunn after all this. Hopefully this leads to some sort of a singles push for Anthony Bowens. Big Tony Bowens is a great talent, and he's improved greatly over the years. So I hope a lot happens there. And for Caster, I think it'd be fun to have him as just kind of that cowardly trash-talking heel. I think there's a lot of fun that can be had there, but I think the crowd rejoiced as Swerve murdered Caster.
Yeah.
Caesar?
Honestly, I'm always saying this because it's the truth. I feel bad when I say this, but it's only he only deserves it tonight because what happened? Pac. He had somebody in his corner doing dirty work, and he still couldn't get the job done.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he could have got
the
the job
out of nowhere.
Yeah, he could have got the job done by himself, or not. If you're gonna lose. Don't lose with an advantage. That's even worse. So,
Right.
Pac, I'm sorry. He is the jobber.
Lost in the most worst possible way you could. But hey, we go from all of that.
Robert Ashley.
Oh no, we have spammers in there.
That's
Robert,
what
don't
other
do
counts.
it.
That's
Don't
what
do it,
other
Robert.
counts.
You see that? Don't do it. But we'll end that up with our Megastar of the Night, powered by Cold Case Project. It's a channel that focuses on all kinds of disappearances, murders, and other cold cases. Go and check that out if you're into true crime content, especially maybe long form, 2-hour long content. Also available not just on YouTube, but Spotify.
I'm gonna be a Canadian here. And I'm gonna let you have the option I think you're gonna say, and I'm gonna pick a different option because I probably would have said the same one as you, but I don't want to be the same one. I'm gonna go with our boy, the one who makes the crowd bark, Brody King. He's looking flawless in this tournament. Whether he's got L's or dubs, that man, yeah, just freaking amazing. Now you can say who you're gonna say.
I'm gonna say once again, another week. I have to say Shelton Benjamin, without a doubt. We said both guys who ended up losing tonight, but even though they lost their matches, I'd say they still won entirely. They have the crowd in the palm of their hands.
They didn't lose any heat.
Exactly. Both guys still look great in their matches.
Just looked like actual walking destruction.
Yeah.
I mean, except for Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, that is just.
I'm talking about like in the matches tonight. If Flashy had a match, then he'd be part of the walking destruction.
Man, dude, like Shelton Benjamin, I gotta say, just because I don't know who else is capable of generating the reactions he does out of nowhere. This was literally heel versus heel, but you wouldn't have thought that if this was your first time tuning in and you see the crowd literally standing up and giving round of applause to Shelton Benjamin, which no one gets that consistent reaction like Shelton. Again, I'm watching this and I'm thinking, wow, Shelton's such a star here. Like, this is a guy, honestly, you gotta book this guy to the moon because no one gets the reactions he does. Even when they're in some really bad, crappy crowds, he still manages to get them cheering for him. He still manages to get standing ovations. It is so wild. And the fact he can still do all of these crazy moves, show off that pure athleticism, pure strength, and he's
pure monster.
Exactly. And he's what, like 50 or so now? Like, that
I would
is,
say in his 40s at least.
Yeah. So the fact that
quote
you
me.
can do
Don't quote me.
all of this, But yeah, Shelton Benjamin, there is no other way. The dude has been consistent. He is someone that I have wanted to join AEW for so long, and it's so cool to see him showing out. He is indeed 49. So the fact that he doesn't even wrestle like he's 49, he still wrestles like he's in his like late 20s. It's so wild and so cool. Yeah, I can just go on and on, but Shelty B, 100% awesome, and like
what
you said,
Brody
as well, absolutely. And Brody King, like you said, he's also just a solid, tremendous guy. Again, is the only real thing he can do because again, Brody killed it as well, even if he lost his match.
Whatever. But
hey, that was everything. And chat, thank you so much for joining us. There's a lot of us tonight hanging out, and usually there's more of us.
It's because everyone loves DSR.
Everyone loves DSR.
Did we do this too or no? Did we do that? No?
DSR. We just did now.
No. Are we doing it like Britt does it, or are we doing like LA Knight does it? It goes LA Knight. Yeah. No, we can't do that. We're not as cool.
DSR. Yeah. Well, we just it's ours now. But usually there's going to be more.
It was never his. It was Nick's.
Thank you. Next week, chat, if you join us, there's going to be more of us here. We're going to have our friends Robbie and John here, and it's entirely possible the one, the only Mama Laraco
with Wendy's.
Exactly. We'll be our fifth person. Robbie, make sure you bring enough Wendy's for all.
If he doesn't bring enough for Mama Laraco, then we might witness a fist fight.
It's going to happen.
I heard she's going to throw one punch and it's over.
She's a little firecracker, I have to say. She might be like 5 feet tall, but she can kick some serious behind.
No, it's how tall is she? Oh, tall.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, again, chat, thank you so much for joining us. If you liked hanging out with us, this is Dirt Sheet Radio. We are always on, so you can check us out throughout the week. We are going to be on Monday nights for the Raw recap.
Yeet.
Who's on that one?
We'll find out soon.
Haha, go and check that out. Tuesday nights for NXT. Of course, you're here. It's Wednesday.
Wednesday's show is terrible. Never watch it.
I don't know about that one. Oh my gosh. Where did the Wednesday graphic go? Did the graphic disappear? Where did it go?
I just gone.
I don't know where the Wednesday graphic went. We lost the Dynamite graphic.
No, we are the Dynamite graphic.
It's just us.
Oh,
Dynamite. Yeah, so we ended up losing that graphic. No, wait, found it. It's right here. Boom. That's good because we also didn't know where
you should watch it because we're the best ever permanently.
Exactly.
Done. And we have
recap.
That's like the top 10 reasons right there. Like,
hey, we are here. So you should know this is on. We have been here, and if you wait in a little while, the best kept secret in all of professional wrestling podcasting, boom, the Dirt Sheet Radio flagship show, the show that started all of these. Yes,
is that you?
That is me.
Oh my God,
you're
on there.
That's Nick Laraco on the far right.
Definitely tune in.
Exactly, of course. Our boy John Escudero right there in the middle. And on the left side, we got Greg Thomas. We got to get a whole new graphic so we can feature Mac in there because sometimes he's
That's an authentic picture, right?
Yep, this is totally real.
Bitchin'. I mean,
exactly. And usually, you might catch this if it might be too late for you to hang out with us, tonight into the morning. We understand. Make sure you go and listen to it on your way to work. Maybe while you're working out, while you're at work.
On the shift. Listen to it.
While you're driving to work, while you're driving home from work, wherever.
While you're flying to work.
Exactly. Hey, we're not going to judge you. However you get to work, make sure you listen to this. And then afterwards, you can look forward to, at night, the TNA Impact Rewind. And then, of course, on Fridays, we got SmackDown. Friday, Nick Mac John, the SmackDown recap show. And then it's...
logo.
Yeah. Honestly. And we fast forward. Hey, Tyler and CJ, at some point, they're going to be talking about wrestling. It's going to be cool. We love those guys. They're great. But you know who else we also love? 3NT. Yeah. We love these guys. It's awesome to hear the boys talking all about professional wrestling. Check them out on Sundays here on Dirt Sheet Radio. Hey, we also got WCW content. So many of us love and miss. World Championship Wrestling. Oh, that's a good question. Currently, we are figuring out exactly what our schedules will be. We're looking for me, Mac, Robbie, and if anyone of the other hosts, Caesar, you're always welcome to join us too. But this last month, we talked about the Halloween Havoc 1998 show. If you're looking right there, that is one of the greatest stages in professional wrestling history. The show itself, not so beautiful, and it kind of fell apart. But hey, was it really as bad as we all might say and remember it as? Make sure you go and check out the recap where we're going to be covering the entire show, as well as all of the news that we're entering into the show and leaving from the show. And we're going to be looking at probably doing a poll in the very near future for what the next episode of the WCW recap will be. It looks like one of the options that's been leading in the poll, hosted on the Curbside Hero Mac Burns account, it looks like that was Starrcade 1997. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about there if that truly is the winner. But there's a lot of other matches on there too. We've of course got Starrcade 91 as an option. I believe Wrestle War 92 is on there. Great American Bash 1991. We always have a grab bag of good and bad wrestling pay-per-views. So go and follow Mac on Curbside Hero to go and vote in that poll for what you want us to talk about on the WCW recap show. And hey, speaking of Mac's social media, you can catch me, Nick LaRocco, on Dirt Sheet Radio. Like I said, I'm going to be on the flagship podcast tonight, but you can also find me sharing all kinds of posts, all kinds of photos, all kinds of videos, all kinds of wrestling stuff, or just whatever I think is cool and interesting. You'll catch me sharing all of that on the Dirt Sheet Radio Facebook page. So if you see Nick LaRocco posting anything on there, please give me a follow. I will truly appreciate it. And make sure you give me a like and a comment too, because I love being able to hang out with you guys both in the comments and on here. Chat, this has been great. Caesar, my man, where can they find you on the social medias?
Well, as always, guys, I'm hanging out with this. There you go. This beautiful gentleman right here. And usually the other two, Mr. John Escudero and Robbie. They'll be here hopefully next week, and many other people, but you have to wait till then to find out. And as always, I'm always on the Monday show hanging out with Tyler, John, and of course CJ as well. If you feel like bugging me on the socials, I go by at NoobTube. I name all of them, but there's like 1,000,000,001 to name. And we don't want to be here all night. We want to go and get ready for the next show. And hopefully you guys will be there to watch Neek and everybody else hanging out, talking about pro wrestling. That's been that.
Wrestling. And of course, do you hear that? That's some great music. Make sure you go follow Saskia Creations on all the social medias. Go on the YouTube, go on the Spotify. Again, now that the show's done, make sure if you're not going to rewatch it, then you go and take a listen. This is Lore of the Fighter Rise, and this will be taking us on out of there. So while we're going to be jamming out, we also want to say, chat, make sure that you... if you're going to be traveling soon for Christmas, it's going to be the holidays. Make sure you travel safely. Make sure you remember hand sanitizer. It is, of course, flu season. And hey, remember, have a Merry Christmas, joyous Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it may be. We're going to be talking to you throughout the month.
Celebrate it responsibly.
Exactly. Celebrate, drink responsibly, everything. We love you. You're loved. Take care. And thanks.